how can I help? How can you help? A couple of ways. Two of the dragons you can help me slay. One is declining enrollment. Some of you have students that are about this age. You can't make them to go to ORU, but I think maybe you could make them at least visit ORU. How about that? And talk it up, and stuff like that. So I have a daughter. I couldn't make her come to ORU. She just graduated. She visited 2 or 3 colleges, and I'm excited to say that she did pick ORU as the place to go. But I need you to put that pressure on your child to visit here, not to come here, but to visit here. I need you to believe in the college. That's more important than your money. If you send me your children, that's more valuable than my money. Okay? My daughter's worth more than $70 million to me. Okay? So if you send your children here, the alumni start sending their children to a higher level, I'll know that we're together and we're on board to take ORU to the next level. And obviously, we need you to be a part of the $25 million campaign as well as the 20,000 people giver. You can give and be a part of it with us financially, and we all know how to do that, to be a part of that. And so ORU needs you. This is a time that we need each other. The family, I told them, look, I've been here, and the alumni are on the sidelines. They're ready to get in the game. Okay? So we got in the game. Okay? And I told my family, if we get in the game, they'll get in the game. Now, if you guys don't get in the game, I won't have to go back and forth on that Tulsa Turnpike. I'm moving here, okay? Because I ain't going back into my family, all right? So I need you guys to show up and help us in those ways. As I look back, and I said the experience of how God got me here, God did some miraculous things in my life, and I don't have time to share those today, but He helped me focus my life down to 4 words. Why am I on planet Earth? Besides being a husband and father, which is my first ministry, it's 4 words, and that's simply that this book is alive. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life convincing as many people as I can of that 4 words, that this book is alive. What do I mean by that? I'm not talking about a talking faith. I'm talking about a faith lived out. So the first time I came to ORU, one of the first times, they tell me I'm going to meet the theology dean. Okay, fine. I'll meet the theology dean. Well, I walk in, and there's 30 of them in there. So the dean had brought all his teachers. Oh, man. And I don't enjoy being up front. I'm not a speaker. That's not my gifting. I'm a behind-the-scenes, just go-to-work kind of guy. I don't like meeting new people, to tell you the truth. So, but I enjoy meeting you guys. You guys are nice. So, and not all of you are new, but it's not my gifting. I'll be wore out by the time I get home tonight. People drain me. That's who I am. So what, So I go in this room. Oh, man. And they go around and introduce themselves. PhD, 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 PhD. Oh, man. Yeah, hi, I'm Mart Green, 1979 graduate of Bethany High School. So it's a little intimidating. But I did hear them say something that I've kind of crafted the 4 words down to 3. I'm a simple guy, right? How do you get it down to 3 words? My passion in ORU. What are the 3 words that match those 2 together? And it's simply truth in motion. And that's what our mission statement is, to hear God's voice, to go into every person's world. Sorry, I got the mission and vision in a short sense. But that's what it's about, truth in motion. All truth without doing is not going to do us any good. All motion without thinking doesn't do us any good. Truth in motion is what I'm about. That's what God's Word's about. And I was reading the Message version. I love the Message version. It has a fresh way of saying things. I was reading John 1:14 the other day. And, of course, I know this is talking about Christ. But we are now Christ's representative, right? If people don't read God's Word, you are God's Word. My life is now God's Word for people. He wrote this book. This is not sacred here. These words come alive in me. This book is alive. It comes alive in me. That's how I influence people, is through my actions and stuff. So I think this verse is for all of us, but it said, the Word became flesh and blood and moved into the neighborhood. Okay? That's what ORU is all about. We become flesh and blood, become the Word, and we move into the neighborhood. And if your neighborhood's in carpentry, go be all you can for Christ. If it's across the world, go be across. If it's a retailer selling arts and crafts, go be the best arts and crafts retailer and let God witness through you there. And so truth in motion is my passion. Thank you for allowing me to speak today.